Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
This Saturday, we're premiering a new video on the Keith and the Girl YouTube channel. Watch the new release of silent trailers with Ray Sonic, Mike Kaplan, Ben Katzner, Sam Evans, and Josh Gondelman. That's a line. Silent Trailers, the greatest game show ever made. Meet us at 8 p.m. Eastern time on our YouTube channel. Profile name, of course, is Keith and the Girl. All right? Now, before the premiere, Chemda and Xerxes will be in a meeting deciding on the new categories for the next Silent Trailers game show. Join them in this private meeting at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Get all the information at keithandthegirl.com/tickets. Okay. All events are on our calendar. You can have that be part of your calendar, keithandthegirl.com/calendar. Today's guest. She's been on The Late Late Show.
And in my heart.
Host of NPR's Ask Me Another.
And on my mind.
New album's coming out. I'm very excited. It's about time. The other two are fantastic. The author of Screw Everyone.
Get him.
Ophira Eisenberg. Hello, Ophira.
I loved the two sides of that conversation. It was just gorgeous.
Ophira, it's so good to see you. I remember booking you. I was 50% done with your book. And we were emailing. And I said, wow, your book is so fun and funny. And that fun and funny description has been on my mind since, because I'm like, I don't know. I'm now 100% done with it. It's not just fun and funny. I don't like how much I relate to it. I don't.
Funny.
It made me feel really funny. So I'm funny too, reading your book. It was so excellent. You're such a good story writer. But I do want to say, Michael,
so if a book has a bunch of tragedy in it and you had that tragedy in your life, you can finish the book and go, I wrote a pretty good fucking book.
Once again, Keith's math is spot on.
Spot on.
But now that I read the whole thing, I want to tell you, Michael for sure cheated on you. We know that, right?
Yes,
totally. That's like, no spoiler, but like, yeah, and you had a couple Michaels in there. So it's safe to say 100 and 1,000%. And the other thing is I thought it was a little ironic when you started dating this Jonathan guy and you were getting all serious and stuff, and you were going to break up with him because he had a list of girlfriends with like, oh, this is the big titted one. This is the funny one. This is the whatever one. You were like, how dare he write a list like that? That's disgusting. It's anti-feminist. Yeah. You went and you were in a huff and blah, blah, blah. And then you wrote a book called Screw Everyone. Listing basically like, then I slept with this guy, then I slept with that guy, then I slept with this guy, and then I mean it's a whole list.
And may I mention, not everyone made the book.
Oh yeah, well, it's what's funny about that is that could be either a good feeling for you or a bad feeling for you, because only like the top hits and like the low lows made it into the book.
That's right.
Yeah.
But did you get feedback like that where it's bad either way? I can't believe you wrote about me. Yeah, you changed my name, but I know it's me, you bitch. And then there's the other way. Wow, I didn't even make your book. Like no one's happy either way.
So it's so true. So the only person, honestly, that I was like, this is not a very flattering betrayal of this person, was the person that is in a story about Garfield. And I thought it was very not flattering. And I
By the way, I like that you said a proper betrayal as opposed to portrayal.
Yeah, it's a betrayal.
In all fairness, you said about him what every guy wants to hear about himself anyway. And I think after you said that, you were able to say that he picked his nose while we were fucking.
And it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. She said, this guy had the biggest dick in the world. I didn't even know what to even do with it. And then after that, everyone blacks out. So
exactly.
Because if I'm hearing Ophira describe that, that about me, yeah, afterwards it's like, he didn't know what to do with it. And I'm questioning my life and I'm going to be a better person. I'm like, well, I can work on that stuff.
Right.
I can't work on a bigger dick.
Right.
All right. No problem. Good luck with your book.
Also, he can throw out some of that
I'll endorse
stuff.
it. You want a blurb?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a picture. So put in the back of the book.
Yeah. Like everything that he did was his fault, to say it short.
Yes.
But and most of what he did could just be thrown in the literal garbage and he would become a more sane person. All right. That's how disgusting his room was. All right. So I think you did a great job. Also, like Keith, you said in the book the names were changed or whatever, but I totally don't know who that albino from Canada is. Like, come on. I mean,
Right.
this okay.
Right. They're just the one, right? But so, and then there was someone that reached out to me, honestly, like, where am I in this book? And I was like, that is hilarious.
Right.
That is hilarious.
You're my husband. You're the one I love.
Yeah, you happened after the book. Yeah.
Wait, in your stand-up, the ongoing joke is you keep saying my current husband, blah blah blah.
Right. Yes.
Is there anything to jinxing it, or like if you guys have a fight where it's going to be a real breakup, do you have to think now like, oh son, that's not so funny in my stand-up if we don't work out? Like we have to work out for that reason alone. Never mind the new kid.
Now, may I, as a person who has read her book, I may answer this question because I have all the info.
Mm-hmm.
The people that she described as, we could really work this out. So the fact that she's describing him as like, I don't know, I guess it's still working is like, wow, she loves you. So I think like if you speak Ophira, it is like mad love when she says my first husband or anything like that.
Right. Okay.
Am I getting close?
Yeah. I also don't believe in jinxing. Well, what is that?
And also jinxing. Jinxing
not necessarily jinxing. But
I know, but you're like, I'm going to have to change my act.
You'll look ridiculous. That's all. You'll look fucking ridiculous.
Oh, God, how many different ways can I look ridiculous? I feel like that ship has sailed a long time ago. Yeah. And the person who was upset that they weren't in the book also was like, here's the story that needs to be told. Like, wow.
Yes, please read that. He wanted to be told. Ophira, pull it up. He's begging. With
the bonus chapter from these douchebags. They wanted it. The chapter's called They Wanted It.
That would be amazing. Here's the people that really felt like they were silenced in my book.
I left out their paragraph. There it is. Can you fucking imagine?
And also next week you have a live show called Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, but with a party. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
And it's going to be my first outing with Xerxes since COVID. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I was so jealous.
Wait a minute. I just want to be clear for anybody out there confused. How many first outings do you get? She just said she was on the subway the other day. Before that, Atlantic City. I don't want to bust your lips in front of Ophira, but
this is my first show, my first venue, sitting in with people, and they have to tell me where to sit. And then there's probably going to be hugs unless I, run out. It's a very big deal. But I saw all the postings about it and I got sad every time. I'm like, this is such a good idea. And there's Shalewa and Josh Gondelman. And I'm so sick of being left out. And then I saw Littlefield has rules. You're going to have to check to see. Oh, yeah. But my first math before I saw their actual rules, my math was this. All right. Ophira Eisenberg, very NPR crowd. That's very lefty, very vaccinated. Then Littlefield, Josh Gondelman, Shalewa. These are all highly, on top of their stuff. I'm like, this math is going to check out because this. And then I read the rules of Littlefield website and they're being strict about checking vaccine. And I was like, this is the universe. This is adding up. I am going out. I can't wait to the Jeopardy.
If this makes you feel even better, I was there not that long ago, and I saw the person checking the customers in, and they were like, "So you're in between shot 1 and shot 2?" And they were like, "Yeah." And they were like, "We're sorry, you can't come." Ooh, that's how strict they were.
I just came. That's how good that was.
I know. When I saw it, I did feel like tingly.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That's that second shot tingle. Yeah.
Got the Pfizer tingles. Yeah. So we're ripping off Jeopardy and making it ridiculous. But also there's going to be some questions to answer there, like actual questions with answers, just way more fun and infinitely more easy.
Do you look down on them when they get it wrong, like Alex Trebek used to do? He would make you feel like a piece of shit with that answer card right in front of him. No, the hyperbole you're looking for. Like,
yeah, and you give that little like kind of thin sort of like, well, you weren't as smart as you thought you were, huh?
Right. He was the original, the weakest link. Yeah. He was an asshole. Well, rest in peace.
He was everyone's dad. Everyone's dad that didn't believe in them.
Everybody forgets he was a piece of shit. I collect 16-sided dice. Oh, so nerd shit. Let's go to person number 2.
I did. So I was
maybe if you all fuck each other, you can get laid. It's like, God damn it, Alex. This is all they have.
I was watching a bunch of recent Jeopardy shows just because I was like, oh yeah, I've sort of lost track a little bit. Let's see where we are. And there's a guy competing right now who he's on a streak. He's on an unbelievable like 33 show winning streak.
Wow. Remember when we used to care about that?
Oh my goodness, he's more than millions of dollars. But he does this thing where, if it's you're answering in the form of a question, and whether the answer is a who or a what, I guess those are really the two possibilities. He just says what. So it would be like, what's Chemda? And it's so like, dude, come on. And
it saves time though. When I play at home, if I get the who or what part correct, I count it. I'm like, you're looking for the name of a river. I know that. That's close enough.
It's when they throw in the when. So he can cheat like that. He can say, what is Chemda?
Yeah.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, it's the game.
He hacked it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you accepting those rules at Jeopardy?
So there are no rules.
Oh, excellent.
At Jeopardy because it's a party. Like, are there rules at a party? I mean, the only rules. I mean, we'll see. This is also a grand, fun, chaotic experiment, and I like it when trains run off tracks a little bit. But it's going to be. I think everyone's going to play, which I purposely cast people who will want to play the game. Right. And there are questions, and there are daily doubles, and there are little things built in for the audience to interact, and all kinds of things. So it's supposed to feel, and there'll be a winner, and we're going to make sure someone wins. So it will just depend.
What do they win?
I don't know, but there's some evil in their eyes. I saw that. What the fuck is that?
We'll make sure of it.
Yeah.
There will be a winner. Well, I think often with years of Ask Me Another, we were so intent on like, should we have a winner? Should we not have a winner? Should we do points? Should we not do points? How much of this is a real trivia game? How much is it not? And I was always a fan of, it's not a true and real trivia game, but someone should win.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just the stakes that drive people to participate in a certain way.
Oh, watch silent trailers. Everybody acts like they don't care. They care real fucking fast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you even you print out, not that we did this, but you print out like the shittiest t-shirt of all, something so ugly that you couldn't give it away. And then you hold it up and go, this is the prize. And the audience will try to steal the t-shirt. I mean, like all of a sudden this t-shirt that nobody wants becomes this thing that everybody's after.
The gods must be crazy.
Ah, yes.
She points out, like, meanwhile, the t-shirt was on the piano for free the whole time while you guys were walking. Anyway, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
I want to read out a shout out, if I may. This was written in from Megan Wright. And she's going to talk about her lover. Saying he gives me so much and I just want to show him that I love him. She says, I wish the love of my life. Now, if the boyfriend's trembling right now, it's like, please be me. Please be me. I wish the love of my life. Sean Freeman, it's you. Come on down. Sean Freeman, the happiest birthday ever. Oh. He absolutely loves y'all. And now I'm enjoying it too. And wondering how he can laugh so hard at y'all but can't stand when I talk like that. He says it's just different. So can y'all just wish him a happy fucking birthday for me? Now, first of all, I'll say I understand the double standard. I like the crazies on the subway here in New York, but I don't want to bring them home to me. You know what I mean? So I understand it. We'll be the dirty dogs, and you guys can have a nice, sweet life at home. But happy fucking birthday and congrats.
Happy puntastic birthday.
Oh, that is so sweet. Love of my life. I'm not going to try to put a damper on that, but it could change. Good job.
But you're not going to try to. You just naturally put a damper on.
I can't not.
Yeah.
I mean, my
you seem
therapy.
so sweet. It's so bizarre.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've been in therapy about this for 7 years. No progress.
You're a fan, Ophira, of the craziness outside, knowing you don't have to take it home. Am I getting that right? You like Subway Adventures.
I do.
Right? I remember this from your stand-up. You love it. You take headphones off. You're like, please. Chemda doesn't like it. She's like, turn off your music, shut up your conversation. I want to hear it all. I love it.
Oh, yeah. No. I like because you're just going to catch great stuff. Plus, I like it when, and I miss this, and we don't really do it right now, just because we're still in a global pandemic and everyone's a little bit more separated from each other. But I like that thing where you and some stranger on the subway connect over something that is going on. Mm-hmm. That sort of like stranger, like did you just see that kind of, pantomime that you do with right. someone that you don't even know, being like, does everyone do, but you, okay. Yeah. And right. Yeah. I love that.
It's tough with masks now. You're right. Because you had the eyes and the smirk and now you only get half. And that's a big deal.
Right.
All of a sudden the eyes aren't so important. You ever notice that? The mouth really is the windows to the soul.
You know what? Maybe it translates different, like in a post office or something. When somebody's trying to get you on board with their bullshit, it's always bullshit. Like on the train, when somebody's like, that, you're like, yeah, I see it. But in the post office, they're like, this motherfucker. And it's like, no, don't rope me into whatever you're about to do.
Oh, I totally agree. I was on the subway when these two guys were fighting about masks, actually. And one of them did rope me into it. He was like, and like her. And I was like, nope. It's your fight.
Right.
Keep me out of it. Yeah. Not like me. I was like, do I just get off next stop? Is that what I do? Do I just get off next stop?
I have gotten off at a stop and then just right back into another car. Like that car's crazy.
Absolutely.
Next car.
I purposely start at the back with the idea that I'll end up at the front.
Right. I cut off half the mask, taped the other half to my mouth because I don't want to get political. I just want to get to my stop,
Well, who won the fight, Ophira? Was there a winner?
Oh, I mean, it is a long story that I am not going to waste your valuable time with, but I couldn't believe it. The unmasked guy put on a mask at the end of it. Oh. That's why it is remarkable and sticks in my mind, because he actually decided to do it.
Yeah, I can never be one of those heroes.
It was wild. It was also on my way to Astoria, honestly. It was on my way to Astoria. We were on a raised subway.
Are you surprised that people could be nice in Astoria, Queens?
Kinda. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I didn't expect it.
She's like, we're above ground. They could be pushed right off the track. Right. And then they have a way to fall in Astoria. That's right. Yeah.
And there is something about end of line that I think brings out the worst in people.
I see. Okay. You know what your next book is? The worst in people. Chapter to chapter.
But I was wrong. I was wrong. I saw someone's heart and mind changed over something that the entire nation is grappling with.
Is there truth to New York City, the apartments being so small and so much isn't the worst thing, because maybe you've heard this, isn't the worst thing because it makes you go out and live a life, because you can't be in such a small apartment. Is that true, or is that just something we all told ourselves here in this city?
Yeah, well, clearly it's not true, because then we were like, we just spent an entire 18 months in our tiny apartment and figured it out, to the point where nobody wants to go back to work.
Right.
People are like, no, I figured this out. I'm going to take the small apartment. So...
Did they see that coming, the government, at all? I guess not, right? Like, you just realized how much money you don't make.
Dude, don't you remember there? I mean, when we were all sort of musing optimism about what this would be like on the other side, it was going to be like the roaring 20s. Everyone's going to be dressing up all the time. We're all going to be like flocking to our, can't wait to be back in the office with my pals. And then what did happen was people were like, I am not waxing anymore, let alone putting on like a constrictive clothing, let alone like make me get out of the house. I'll do it a couple times for fun, but
that's actually one of the things. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going out to a real place now. I don't have pants.
You don't need pets. Because you know what? You'll look around and you'll be, I feel like I look around and I go, yeah, some people are dressing up because they probably just like that anyways, and that's who they are. But for the most part, if you were borderline, you're not doing it anymore. Right. You're just not. You're just not. And it's fine.
I like when I heard Ophira talk about the small New York apartments. She's like, okay, so I'm with my husband. We're side by side on our couch, because there's no other option. And I ask him a question. He pretends not to hear me. And that's how you create space. Then she cleans the apartment by wrapping herself in a towel and just spinning.
Oh, I forgot that side of the bit.
Yeah. All your furniture was from a boating magazine.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I used to have to look at sailing magazines for right decor inspiration. Yeah, whether we put the couch near the bow or the stern.
Can I tell you more about you? I enjoyed.
Please tell me more. Thank you.
Ophira's like, I tried to do like role playing or some kind of fantasy, but I fucked up because I end up doing them all at once. So I'd say, okay, you're a big Hollywood producer, and I'm me. And then during sex, he's going to wipe a tear away because it's so beautiful. And he's going to tell me that. But he's going to have to yell it through the zipper, So she didn't know you can't put all these things in the cauldron at once.
See, I was into masks way before.
Right.
Way before.
When were you part of a Facebook going down? Did you coincidentally log in and lose your shit?
Okay, it's so funny you say that because as we were talking earlier about Jeopardy or Jeopardy or Geopardy, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I got to post about the show. And then, doing all that kind of self-promotion, I got to say, I do it because you have to do it, but I don't love it. I don't wake up in the morning going like, I can't wait to market. Like it's not my, what my soul and passion is all about, but I will do it. Obviously I get it. And I was like, right. Facebook. I will put it on Facebook. And I went on and I was just like, have I just actually gotten so bad at this that I can't even figure out how to do it?
Right.
And then basically I saw a tweet that Facebook was down. I was like, oh, thank God.
They were bragging. They were bragging. They started their own hashtag, Twitter for life.
Oh yeah, and everyone started going like old Facebook stuff. They're like, clearly our relationship's complicated. Someone poke Facebook. Like there was a lot of early Facebook kind of material hitting them. But I did have a moment of, how's anyone going to know about my show? And then I did think probably what a lot of people thought, what if we didn't have this stuff? Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I can't help but think that way. And we use it, of course.
You have to.
Can we just have two? Can we just have two? That's all. It is a lot. But it was down for a couple hours, which, seemed like forever to people because we use it so much. And I heard Mark Zuckerberg supposedly lost $2 billion. Where the fuck did that go?
Is that real?
Who has the money now? Nothing's real. Is it real? Right. Nothing's real.
Yeah, who has that money now?
He lost $7 billion in 5 hours. Nothing's real.
Let me show you a bit of that money. Hang on. Let me grab it.
I know it.
In the 2 hours that Facebook was down, people went through like existential crises or like pushed through. It took like months in a pandemic to get to that. So
that's true.
Yeah. What is real
now? Yeah, we're so quick. We go to 0 to 10.
Now,
it's like that.
Maybe you saw on 60 Minutes. I happened to catch it. Happened to be on TV. It's my way of saying, no, guys, I'm not this smart guy. You might
right, exactly.
It happened.
60 Minutes on.
I'm down Earth. I'm down
Earth.
So they interviewed a Facebook whistleblower. And then that started, that news started making the rounds. This is right before, is it a coincidence? This is right before this shutdown. And she's not saying anything that really blew my mind, but things that should make you feel, oh, this is sick. The algorithm is deliberately sent to you to get more of what you think, to try to get you to engage and stay angry and start fights. That's how they get their advertisers, how to get you to stay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did Facebook shut down their own shit deliberately as if to go, do you really not want us around?
You
They
miss
also
me?
they miss me yet. Okay, we done with whistleblowers. They also own Instagram. I mean, that's it. Facebook, we go there for connections. Instagram, we go there for butt stuff. They know we need us, and they just had to that we need them, and we just had to. They had to remind us.
I mean, a little bit dark here, but I also find Facebook is really the birth and obituaries of now. I mean, every time I go on it, I'm just like, oh, someone was born, someone died. It is right. Very much that.
Or someone's having a show. Also, while Ophira was talking, I wrote a little bit dark. That might be the title of either this episode or your life.
Or,
I don't know.
All episodes. All episodes. But yeah, no, I feel like the whistleblower, right? That was just like, oh, Facebook is bad and is really the misinformation is problematic and it is causing like, teenage girls to have body image issues and this and that. I mean, everything I agree with. I felt like it was all not shocking, just like not shocking. It was like this just in, murder kills. It was just like But here's the question: so who's going to regulate it? Who's going to regulate it?
Twitter.
Twitter should be Facebook's cop.
Yeah, Facebook is saying the massive outage was an error of our own making. I think it's deliberate. I think it was deliberate to shock us and forget about 60 minutes.
I'm with
hours. Yeah,
I'm with you on that. It's hard to argue.
I know it's not this simplistic, but I do imagine like the one disgruntled Facebook person just being like, off. Exactly. And then, well, I don't know. I was just getting some coffee. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's not like the movies where one button shuts down the entire company. There's like a whole mechanisms and safeties and securities, and people have to like press the button at the same time. This is no joke. It's Facebook.
That's right. They had to go 1, 2, 3, Control Alt Delete.
The children don't know what you're talking about.
1, 2, 3, F2.
Speaking of viral, have you guys heard of Squid Game on Netflix?
Oh, I forgot to watch what you're talking about.
It'll be Netflix's most watched show ever.
I heard it was like Game of Thrones, but like rich versus poor. Is that the right one?
First of all, nobody knows how to compare anything to anything.
Okay.
So it is based loosely, I think it's based loosely on if I may say, Shirley Jackson essay from the New Yorker called The Lottery. I forget what year, but a long time ago.
Well, we can't argue that because we don't know what you're talking about. Also,
exactly. That's how that's how you spread fake news. Do you see what I just did there?
Wait, did I say Game of Thrones?
Yes.
No, I didn't mean Game of Thrones.
Sopranos, you meant.
No, I meant what's
Sex in the City?
Where the children fight against each other. Hunger Games.
Hunger
Games. But like, and when I say rich against poor, I just mean the rich are horrible to the poor again.
I see that. Yeah, the rich are in charge of these games that you played. That in Korea they played as kids. It's Korean. It's dubbed. It's subtitled. And still, it's going to be the most watched period. I can't think of a way that I wasted 9 hours more in my life.
Really? Oh, that's so interesting. Because I was in a conversation. I have not watched it yet because I'm a little, I am afraid of feeling. And so I like to watch very pedestrian, boring television so I don't have to feel very much.
You'll like this.
So, but I was in a conversation with someone on the weekend who said, of course, Squid Games. Have you watched Squid Games? Right, because it was talking about it. And I said no. And then someone kind of walked into this conversation halfway through, but he's like, yeah, it's like reality. So it's like a reality show where, the rich are controlling and the participants are very poor. They would do, they're just in a situation where it makes as much sense for them to potentially die than it would in order to play this game, because what else do they have? Because they just don't have a lot of money or they're brutally in debt. And he goes, and
they do it by choice. Yeah.
And he goes, and people die. And the person that walked in late went, there's a reality show where people die. And I felt like he did not say it with enough surprise.
Right.
Like it was more like, is that on Netflix or is that a Apple TV?
Yeah, they're shooting people on TV for real, and people are like, "You got to check this out." It might be too heavy for me. Maybe people rating me, and I'll tell you some are like they can't even watch after one episode. It's so shocking to them. Am I a psychopath or do they think it's real?
Right. Right. I know. I mean, it was not well, anyways, I just hope that, are we on a slippery slope? Yeah. I just was thinking, is someone in production? I mean, I worry that Squid Games is so popular.
Yeah, maybe. Right. That'd be great. I mean, I wish if they're choosing.
So why is it Squid? Squid is one of my favorite things to eat.
One of what I like seeing memes where I saw like 2 squids on a subway car and somebody wrote, "These guys are coming home from the Squid Games." I don't know. Never saw the show. In Korea, there's some game called the Squid Game, and it's kind of like some hopscotch game, except now murder's involved.
Okay, perfect. Poverty, classism, and murder. But it's for kids.
They play red light, green light, but if you move when it's a red light, you get shot to death. This kind of thing. And what I don't like is I always have to know how many episodes are in a season. So I look to check, but these thumbnails spoil things. I'm like, episode 9. Now that Chow Chow is the final winner, he must. And I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, I try not to read descriptions at all.
I love spoilers. I love them.
How?
I love them.
That's the darkest thing you've ever said to me. That's awful. I thought we could be friends. I
love spoilers. Love them.
You hate surprises.
I hate surprises. And also, like I said, I have a very pedestrian taste when it comes to television. I need things extremely soothing because I just can't handle anything. So if I know what ends up happening, I can like deal with it because I know where we're going.
That's why in the book you were like, fucking Jonathan, just tell me if you're going to be a dickhead or not. Where's the fast fucking forward button? I cannot tell. You seem pretty nice, but why would I know? Just say if you're a dickhead.
Right. So, that question that people like ask each other, like, would you rather know when you die or how you die?
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, how? Like, when? Who cares? How? Let me know how this goes.
And I'll be around that situation when I'm down. We'll see.
When? What kind of fucking bullshit person are you? When? Who cares?
Because when is always inevitable. When it'll happen. So
yeah, I mean, like right now, Chemda, if I said tomorrow versus 2 weeks from now, meaningless, garbage.
I love how you just minimized my life so hard. Holy shit. I want to come to your show, Ophira.
Sorry.
There's a difference between tomorrow and 2 weeks, and that difference is Jeopardy.
I am going to start microdosing tomorrow. Don't you worry.
That's how you die, by the way.
I'm on this.
Just so you know.
I macro my micro. I double up on my micro.
That's how she passes away. I went on Reddit under Keith and the Girl. We have a section. And I wrote, you don't really like Squid Game, guys, right? Like, it's just that everyone's watching it, right?
Oh, man,
like, you don't really love this bullshit,
You're hilarious.
Right?
You're hilarious.
This person, Duicayo Nombre, says, disturbingly violent, but also well done is my impression after the first episode. I'm leaning towards not watching the rest because I felt a little traumatized.
That's
I don't understand.
Saying.
How the fuck? I don't understand how people leave horror movies traumatized, but this boring piece of shit left you traumatized. What great life, or is it a great life that people are having? That to me, I'm like, they shot a fake guy in the face. Is this something I need to bring up to a therapist?
Yes, because what people are actually doing, and maybe you're not recognizing this, is
I'm not.
They are enjoying the entertainment that was put in front of them. They are getting into the story that people are leading them through and enjoying the emotions that technically you probably should be feeling.
These guys
That's right. They're having an emotional reaction to the stuff put in front of them rather than someone like you who clearly should have been recruited to the Navy SEALs who feels nothing.
It's also overacting on the Koreans' part. It's extreme overacting on the dubbed in English part. The whole thing's ridiculous. I don't even know how you get sucked in to be scared.
I'll be back in the next episode to decide if what Keith is saying is true. It's very hard to tell because
you'll fall asleep. You will fall asleep.
You'll fall asleep. Yes. You have strong emotions about how boring things are that it's confusing.
Yes. No, I know what boring is. It seems all too real when climate crisis starts causing a reduction in resources. This has nothing to do with the show. It's easy to imagine how people in power might find creative ways to call the hurt. So this person's being moved on a horror level, on a political level. There's a lot going on. I'm watching the wrong show.
They intended this. I imagine that, like,
I'm watching Squad Game. There's no fucking way we're watching the same show.
You keep saying that they signed up to this, so it's okay. And the whole thing is that the political aspect of it sounds like they're, no matter what, they're not actually consenting to this, because you put them in such a position that it would be better for them to die. And so this consent issue is part of it. It's part of the horror.
Okay. I dare you to watch it.
Keith just meditated through what I just said.
Yeah, I dare you to watch it. It's funny what you're defending. That's all.
No, I did. This is, first of all, I'm defending without really knowing what it is, with knowing what it sounds like and what people could possibly be responding to the idea of the show even.
So I'm just now forgetting the name. What is the name of the movie, the Korean movie
Octopus Gate? No.
That's funny. I mean, you know what, that won all the awards.
Yeah, Parasite.
So that was also heavily about classism and what happens between the rich and the poor in control, and then there was tons of gory murder.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, didn't move me at all. Yeah. People couldn't believe it. If I had to live in a wall, well, you don't. What can I tell you?
So Ophira just set the gauge. That's where Keith's at.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I was moved to boredom.
When they started shooting everybody at the end, I was like, finally.
Oh, see, I'm glad you're telling me this.
Meanwhile, I had a mini stroke on the inside going like, Keith just spoiled things. And then I have to convince myself it's been a couple years. But
a couple years since the movie what, Chemda?
Came out.
What's the movie?
Parasite.
Oh, all right. Okay, I stand corrected. I was a little snotty. So poor people are volunteering for games of death to get millions of dollars. Well, billions in Korea. Their money's called the won. $1 American is worth 1,188 wons. You didn't win. You know what I mean? But for them, you're going to get like $50 billion. But, you know, their notes, the smallest you get is like 10,000. They see a $10 bill on the ground. They're like, who gives a fuck? You know?
Right. Garbage.
Yeah.
Write your list on that.
Netflix has been sued after Squid Game was released, because it increased the traffic of a Korean internet provider above and beyond. So the internet provider, a major one in Korea, is suing, saying, well, we didn't have warning for how popular this would be.
Oh,
and you're
that's
hurting
amazing.
us.
That's
I think
amazing.
They did have warning, because we all got warning that it was coming, right? We knew where it was.
They're also being sued, or were sued and had to I guess change the number. If you saw this show, there's a card that you call if you want to play in these games. It ended up being a real person's phone number. So everybody's calling this guy.
Okay.
Oh my God. People were like, I will call. I mean, like, there's one thing to do that as a joke, but wow.
Yeah, I'll do it. And so that guy starts putting together real death games. You know what? Fuck.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
How much money do you have? Calls. Yeah, if you want it.
Well, there's, you know, the movie, I think it's called The Heist. It's on Netflix, also dubbed blah, blah, blah. Completely ridiculous show. Watch the whole thing. So now, probably because I watched it, on my timeline is, do you want to be part of The Heist? And so they have like one of those escape room type situation based on the show, and you're trying to escape from the bank after you rob it, I guess, or whatever. And so, yeah, there's going to be this stuff everywhere. People love it. I still am, you know, I feel like because I live with my family, I still am thinking of going to an escape room, but really just be like, escape room for one, and just sit on a chair and not try to get out.
The great escape. The greatest escape.
Like, just, how's it going? Fine, good, thanks. And do you want any hints? Nope.
I'm thinking, don't worry about it. Yeah. That's your meditation room, is an escape room. By the way, that show, The Heist, there's so many times where I'm watching it. I turn to Xerxes and go, do they have time for this? Because they'll stop, like during a shooting, they'll be like, I remember when I first saw you, I was so in love, and they look in each other's eyes. And I'm like, in regular life, you don't have time to look in each other's eyes as much as like they're doing while they're having shootouts. There's a grenade coming. Oh shit, let's stop making out because a grenade is coming into the fucking bank. I don't know.
That is desensitized. Talk about desensitized to violence.
Right. Me, right? Because I'm like, this is romantic. Now look up. They're shooting at you. Do they have time for this?
I get, of course,
grenades.
People complain, oh, Keith, you don't like anything. I just don't like that everything is mind-blowing. That's what I don't like, right? British Glamour magazine just wrote on Twitter, Squid Game is mind-blowing. If you have yet to watch it, then look away now at this article about it. Spoilers ahead. Then they wrote, already binge watching Squid Game? Here are 10 similar series that are just as addictive. Are there 10 mind-blowing things out all at once? It's not all fucking mind-blowing, you liars.
I know. And it always has to be 10.
Liars.
Yeah, but look at Keith.
Right.
Look at Keith losing his mind. It's obviously
they got me. No, they got me. Yeah, it's mind-blowing. I want to shoot myself in the fucking face. It's mind-blowing.
Can I do 5 mind-blowing lists that blew Keith's mind?
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think that the PR, they put out a press release, and a lot of it is just copy paste into the article. So what 100%. You do is like our next like announcement or whatever should be like mind-blowing podcast, and you'll see that they end up using your adjective. So maybe that's what they wanted, and that's what was written in the thing.
I mean, honestly, we've run out of words for this kind of thing.
Also, I'm reading Trust Me, I'm Lying, and it's all about how things get manipulated in this way. So maybe that's how I drew that conclusion.
But you're so right. No, you're absolutely right.
Heda Melwaku, I don't know if this is Korean. They write, I think liking more things would help you. Well, I would like that. I don't walk in and go, fuck you, I won't like you. I wanted to like 9 hours of my life. That's something I like to do.
But why did you go past 2 hours of your life? Because you knew that you were going to waste 9.
Because it's going to be the most popular thing that ever came out on Netflix. I feel it's my duty. I'd still like to enjoy myself.
As a journalist.
Yeah.
Got it. I get it. Okay.
It's the most fun journalism, but I swear it's like war.
I didn't know that your hatred was selfless.
Yeah. Yes. What was that Friends episode? They said, is there ever a good deed that isn't about this?
This is what you find positivity about, Ophira. What the fuck kind of dark world do you live in?
I do this for you people so that you'll start being on. Wait till you see Jurassic Park. Now that'll blow your fucking mind.
I still need to see that.
See?
I saw it not that long ago and I liked it.
Don't spoil it. There's
dinosaurs come alive.
Don't say nothing.
Then they die at the end, I heard.
Well, I mean, look around.
At the end, you find out there's that the park sells a hamburger for $45, and you're like, "Good, fuck them."
That's right.
That's the ending.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's someone putting up a review that says "mind blowing," so people will come to the park.
Yeah, best popcorn I've ever had. Like, you motherfucker, a pterodactyl ate your wife. Yeah, but look at the positive things. That's what this person's saying, I think. They write, I think liking more things would help you, but that's not specifically related to this show and probably something best left to your therapist. However, how do I like more things? However, for the sake of your podcast, I think you should keep disliking things. That way, when you finally proclaim, I loved it about a thing, I'm aware it happens occasionally, it will bring more people joy. Your hate is like a multiplier for your love. Or maybe that's just my emotional abuse talking, probably best left to my therapist. I like the way they think. I just like more things. When I see a bad movie, I should go, at least I'm not blind. Yay! 5 stars.
Nobody does that.
Based on this guy's math, Kyle, your girlfriend, should be very pleased with herself. You hate everything. You love her.
Yeah. So take that in. Yeah.
Take it in.
Well, also, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Liking something, conversation ends.
Yeah.
Did you like that movie? Why? Oh my God, I thought the acting was amazing. I thought the camera work was fantastic. And I thought the story was phenomenal. All right. Hate something. What did you hate? You're going to be like, the way his hair hung on his eye, like you're going to go into.
Right.
Hating something is just far more comedically interesting.
We're going into a dying game. Yes, it's the fourth fucking game. They're dying games. And it's not because people are like, you watch the dub version, you idiot. That's how they presented it to me. Okay. I don't buy the cake and then, throw a bunch of shit on it and go, didn't care for the cake. That's how it was presented to me. And by the way, it's overacting even without the dubbing. You saw their faces. Even if you speak
when
Korean,
they do
it was too much.
When they do the Squid Games Orlando or whatever the next iteration of this is going to be, I want you to be the person that intros it. Yes, you're going to die.
Yeah. What do you think? Oh, this guy's nervous again. It's day 4.
Shout out to the people watching this on YouTube and watching Keith come alive as the Muppet that he is.
Thank you.
Just him yelling. He gets closer to the camera, like bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, I know. I love the passion.
I'm an artiste. A lot of vocal technique with this. This person, Sunshine and Melon, says, "Oh, I actually liked it. The ending sucked, but the rest of the series I enjoyed watching." Holy fuck. You mean the ending that would explain things you didn't like? But other than that, a great 8 hours, 45 minutes.
All right. Don't put down Sunshine and Melon.
Right. Of all people to put down.
Yeah.
Everyone loves melons of some sort.
Well, Sunshine and Melon then wrote, oh, so you watched it for the hype. Ha. Well, what you watch it for?
Did.
What did she watch it for? The art? She just loves horribly dubbed Korean shows that play games to the death. That's her thing. It had nothing to do with the hype that it's the number one thing being watched in the world.
You know what Keith's show should be?
She's lying.
Should be like not the review of the movie, the review of all the reviews.
Yes.
Review roundup.
Savage Svaj says, did you watch the English dub? Because if you did, that's your fault. Okay. Should have watched in its original language with subtitles. I should have taken a Korean class. Fuck you. Now the original language with subtitles was great. First of all, you wouldn't know that. I know of this
because you didn't
person.
watch it.
Let's say you watched it with subtitles. You don't know how that Korean acting is. First of all, I saw the physical movements. It's not good, but you don't know what they're saying. You're just hearing them. You're hearing like a tone, and you're like, that was real good. You don't know.
Did you wake up in the morning and go like, oh, I hate that Squid Games. Wait, is there more to hate? Can I hate all the people that hate Squid Games?
That love Squid Games.
That love Squid Games, right?
Yeah, or love. Well, that person said they didn't like part of it.
The acting of all the Korean actors was great. The acting of the VIPs, the only ones who spoke English, the rich people were American, it seemed, because English-speaking people are evil, was the only thing I couldn't stand. Their dialogue was shit. Their delivery was shit. Right, because this person speaks English and could tell the acting was bad. You didn't speak Korean, so you thought all those people were good. I hope you don't have kids.
How you really feel.
Yes.
Don't pass it down to the kid.
Make it a joke, Chemda. Keep living in a shitty fucking world where there's no honesty and no purity.
Keith, just
well, so we already lived there.
Yeah, everything you say, I will turn into a joke. It's my joke show.
Yeah, but these people aren't joking. That's the thing. They're serious, and that's why the world's dying.
One of the many. Yes, one of the many.
It all stems from lying about things being good.
Now,
the bridges are good enough. The bridges are good enough. They get me where I need to be. Really, motherfucker? Because there's studies that the bridge is dying on Sunday. I don't know, Keith. Why you gotta hate so much? See a therapist. Oops, my car's in the fucking ocean. Oh, is it? It's Tuesday. Is your car in the ocean now? You don't like bridges now, and you don't like Squid Game. You want good bridges, and you want good TV shows. Stop making. You don't know these people. It's okay that it was shit.
How did a bridge fall in this fantasy
world
of yours?
It's called infrastructure. I know it's not the sexiest topic, Ophira, but look it up. 60 Minutes next Sunday.
Okay, got it. Okay, Keith, not that I'm being paid in any way to give you any therapy, but what is the last thing that you liked?
Okay, we got to go. It was fun, I think. I don't know. I can't tell.
This person wrote, I was okay with the ending. I don't know how he's going to bring the organization down if it gets a season 2. I'm sure they'll have something planned. Why are you sure? We didn't get the end to it. We don't know anything about the front man. We don't know why he stayed on the island. It was 9 hours. There wasn't a fucking ending. Who's the top dog of the survival games? We don't even know. Is the police officer dead or alive? Who fucking knows? Why do you think he has a clue if there's a season 2? He didn't have a clue in season 1. This is horribly written. Did those things go to the police station, the videos? Who knows? 9 hours. I don't know. That's the charm. He didn't even begin rating season 2. And the guy says, I would hire other raters for season 2. Good. Because I'd love a story.
You just told someone their review was bad writing.
So who in your life does the Squid Games remind you of?
Dad.
There's no point. There's no ending. All the people that watch it are stupid. I wasted my time. I did it for you. Got it.
I think here's why I think I complain about a movie like Squid Game with this much passion. I picture a Keith Malley's out there hearing this and just being, thank you, because I thought I was batshit.
Listen, anything popular, I tend not to like. Anything like that, everyone's like, I mean, as soon as I hear anyone go like, you have to watch it, I go, oh, great. I'm not going to watch it. Can't wait to not watch it.
Could everybody please tell everybody that the Keith and the Girl show is awful? Terrible show. You don't even want to. I wouldn't even try. Don't do it.
No, I'm just going to, next time someone says, have you watched Squid Game? I'm going to be like, I'm going to send you something to listen to.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to send an isolated moment of you having a mind-blowing reaction to how bad it is. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
You're welcome.
Speaking of my dad, I do have an update over here. The latest story we said on the last show was that my dad came in possession of a chili recipe. Tell me if I'm saying this right, Chemda. From a maintenance guy that's working on his new apartment. He moved to an apartment by himself to live closer to my mom that's in assisted living. And he said he had this guy said, hey, I got a chili recipe. And my dad said, oh, I'd love to have it. And he goes, well, I'm not really in the mood to write it down, but I'll tell you how I make it. And you can make it if you want. And supposedly gave a starter kit, gave the ingredients. My dad made the chili, supposedly. Gave it to let the maintenance guy try it. And the guy goes, I really didn't think you were listening as well as you were. You listened perfectly and made this chili to perfection. I've never seen my stuff written down as a recipe, which you did. And you really did me a service and you a service. And you're a fucking genius.
The guy, his father blew this maintenance guy's mind.
Yeah,
because they never gave the recipe out to anybody. You know, it stayed in the family. It's a secret recipe, but he wrote it down so good that like it made him want to marry his girlfriend now.
Well, he did.
Okay,
he did marry his girlfriend, but supposedly the maintenance guy married the girlfriend. He goes, oh, you got married? And he goes, yes, I saw pictures on the wall of you and your wife, and I've never had a life that good ever. So this guy got married because of a picture of my dad and my mom, and in return gave the greatest chili recipe of all time.
Okay, so here's me being an asshole. If you don't know how to cook, you know what you make? Chili. It is basically throwing a whole bunch of things in a pot. There is no secret. I mean, it is college students that are like, my two things are chili and popcorn. Like, you know, like you need nothing. It's throwing a bunch of shit in a pot.
Yeah, the secret is it'll be better tomorrow because it needs to sit that long.
Exactly, because you've got a bunch of tomato juice, kidney beans, and meat. And then you're just going to be like, sooner or later, that will taste good.
If there's any truth to this, because who knows? You know, we know it's not true in general, but if there's any truth, then the mains guy was probably pushing my dad out of his own house going, yes, perfect. Best I've ever seen. Okay, go.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, I've never seen such a fucking thing. Goodbye. Jesus.
Right.
And by the way, from those photos, I was inspired to fuck your wife.
Yeah, you're the best. You're the best. Get out of here. I put the actual emails on Reddit if you want to see how he rates, if you think I'm exaggerating with my tone. I understand, says Dreams of Funk, why Keith reads it the way he does. He leaves no choice, his dad, but to read it that way with all the periods and commas. The sky's the limit. How many punctuations you can put in an email. In this email, he said, so I have this recipe, and I believe that you can easily make $225,000 a year having a chili establishment. Now, you would think that might be going behind the maintenance guy's back. He might not like that. He finally gave out a recipe. But fuck him, family first. And if what you should do is have a chili spot and have a Handel's ice cream spot. It probably specific to the region we grew up with. It's not 16 Handles. It's called Handles, the E before the L. And it's a homemade ice cream spot. But he loves it. So now he knows people will want chili and ice cream, and you can make $225,000 a year. I happened to look up Handles because I think I said, yes, and it is the place you're thinking of, and it's not. And then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I do recognize this logo. For no reason, I clicked on franchise, own a franchise. And it goes, you will start making $225,000 a year.
Oh,
I'm like, exactly. That's where he got the motherfucker. That's not a coincidence.
I actually have heard not many chili pyramid schemes. This is the first one that I'm. It's like, God, that's like, talk about a long grift. First, I'm going to talk to you about chili that's good. Then I'm not going to write a recipe down. Then I'm going to wait for you to actually make it. Like the bait in this one.
Oh, you're not wrong with bait, because I didn't even see this coming. It ends with, if you would like to know the chili recipe, just ask. That's how he gets you to talk to him. That's how he thinks he gets us to talk to him.
Yeah.
You want to make $250,000 on one estate, and I'm telling you, you can have multiple establishments. Quote, the sky's the limit. Now just ask me. Let me know you're interested. I don't want to waste your time. I already spent 5 pages writing you.
Yeah.
I can't attach a chili recipe.
God, it's the Squid chili games.
Yeah.
I got it.
And Chemda brought up, you would think a normal person would just go, hey, I got a chili recipe. Let me make you chili sometime. I'm like, I was raised so fucked up. I didn't even think of that. That would be the normal thing to say.
Right. Or just put a bunch of shit in a pot.
Right. Okay. Just tell me the size of the pot, Dad, please.
It's so true. You get a chili packet, some canned tomato sauce, and throw technically you should, brown the meat first. You didn't.
You don't have to, but you did. Yeah.
Maybe it just takes longer to combine if you don't do it in the order. Whatever, it'll still happen.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see this down to the fucking second recipe, and then pour in the sauce, and then put water in the can to not waste any extra.
Right. That's right. Exactly.
You get it. It's chili.
Yeah. We were talking about how he's making a deal with somebody to sell the house. He says he's going to get $225,000 for it. So this number's popping up all over the place. Yeah.
What a magic number.
But the guy has to work with the bank, blah, 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 words you don't understand. So can he just move in first? My dad said he's going to let him. Somebody's going to own my parents' house from squatters' rights.
Is someone intervening with this?
We're trying, and he's not listening, because if he never made a mistake. If he went back and went, yeah, I should make sure we do it the proper way. That means he made a mistake, and he has to defend that forever. No, he is not listening, and I'll tell you some back and forth. Right.
So this is crazy, because I think someone who would squat like that, like seek out your dad and say ridiculous shit, and then your dad is saying yes, and you're in Pennsylvania, that guy's coming with a gun. No one's getting him out.
No one's getting him out. Let's say it's not as evil as we're making it sound. You break a water heater. They're like, all right, goodbye.
Right.
You break a pipe. Okay, fuck you.
Right. Maybe he just needs a place to stay for a week or a month or something.
Yeah, I was wrong. I found water damage behind the washer. Goodbye.
Right.
Which is interesting that he'll sell for $225,000, but he'll give it to any of us except for me, because the dad email story. But we have to pay at least $500,000.
Oh, well.
But this came along for 220. So maybe we could have dickered him down. I don't know.
It sounds to me like he's open to negotiation.
Right. This is good news.
These are your children. Sign the deed and hand it over. And somehow he raised really nice kids who I know, like, if they sell it, they will give you the money and allow you to allot it yourself. Like, none of these people are after any money because they know nobody in this family has any. Like the father and mother, your father and mother don't have money, and there's no, and the children, even if they did have money, they've never been in that. They've always.
He's always counted the money that was never there. He's one of those people. And so he's counting on $250,000. And I know he's spending the final pennies right now, knowing money's going to come too.
That's an abundance mindset. It's not a bad thing. It's just an abundance mindset.
But to have an abundant mindset, you do have to do an abundance of work. And that's just the trade-off a little bit.
It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming.
I just have to think about it.
My dad wrote at one time.
I love the doubling.
Yeah, I would be more than willing to will it exclusively to almost any of my children. That means me, of course.
Almost. Wow.
And my brother Mark wrote, I thought he just meant the miscarried child isn't allowed to buy. If I knew that the person would promise me in writing, he doesn't have anything in writing with the guy that's going to move into his house. It's a handshake deal as God would have intended. If I knew that the person would promise me in writing that they will take care of mom's future financial needs in a very nice place if and or when she would run out of money.
Your children have never given you the indication that that's not how they would plan on using your money, their money, all the money. There's never been a question.
He added to it, but I'm afraid all my children would flitter away the money.
Flitter? Yeah. To flitter away money.
Yeah, never heard that word like that, but I think I followed just the same.
So, with 500, how much money is on the line right now? Is it $500,000 or is it 225,000?
225,000,
okay.
Supposedly.
So, but let's say you flitter away like 20 grand.
Right.
Right? Still is enough to take care of the rest, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I would say. I would say, oh yeah, I'm going to flitter some money.
Picture what we'd have to. Pictured we'd have to sign something that my dad wrote. And knowing that dad has always had our best intentions at mind and lived only for us and never pretended to prospect for clients and really eat ho-hos in the park while mom had to work. I am saying with a smile on my face, I mean, this would be the weirdest letter I'd have to sign.
It is interesting that he wants a signed thing from you guys to treat your mom right, but he does not want a signed thing from this random stranger. And I wonder if this guy did everything over the phone like he should.
Right.
Because now he really doesn't have anything in writing.
Right. My brother, sorry, go ahead. Ophira.
I was just going to say, I think the maintenance man is going to have to notarize these documents, right?
Yeah, they're all in it together. What's that show? I Care a Lot, where the woman scammed old people. Oh, she'd be like, well, this one's too fucking easy. She'd think she was being scammed. Like, I don't know who this Mike Malley is, but he's too evil for me. My brother Mark wrote my dad another excellent letter. If you remember, he wrote him some time ago. And normally everybody's just like, it is what it is. Okay. We don't get anything out of the house. Okay. Why did we expect things would be normal? He threw out everything, Ophira, in the house and didn't tell us. And I know I mentioned this before, but I'm not saying it's the parents' job to hold the kids' stuff forever, but things fall behind the fridge. That might be interesting. Jewelry might be interesting to Christy, and it's probably just costume jewelry, but there might be a fun memento we might want. Never mind, you'd get money for it if we had some kind of sale. Anyway, hi, Dad. The issue with our communications is you pick and choose what you want to respond to. You think you're so clever, and all of our children are borderline retarded. Wow. So, and you know what? Sometimes you gotta go old school. That's fair. He certainly. So what I was going to say is we're like, oh, we're not going to get the house or whatever. So we don't bother pushing it. But then something huge happens. And that's when, okay, well, is this going to be a surprise to you? We know you think we're mentally challenged. Sure, we might have attended college, but we're all naive to the ways of the world. Once again, we've hit the point where there is no point in trying to have a rational discussion with you. I love that. He CC'd everybody, including me. Even with the dad emails, I think people were like, okay, I don't want to have keithandthegirl.com/dad if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's out of line. I'm thinking the other kids are saying, but I don't want to make it a big deal. Let's just take the easy road and go with it. But my dad then keeps pushing it. Mark says, excuses, more excuses, and finally a change of subject for good measure. It's maddening. We don't have hurt feelings because our advice is not being taken. We just feel like we're watching a train wreck in slow motion. He said, oh, we're too busy to help. Yes, we're busy. And even if we weren't, that doesn't absolve you from putting in the effort to get things done in a way that ensures an optimal outcome. You like to say we are too busy to help when you do whatever you want or when you make what we consider a rushed decision, but you keep us out of the loop otherwise. And then he gives examples. Hey, guys, how about this? There's a lot of stuff in the house. Does anyone want to help with an estate sale? Hey, guys, someone offered me $225,000 for the house. Should I accept it or let them know I'll accept it unless there's a higher offer? Hey, guys, the people want to move into a house before it closes. Do you think that's a good idea? Hi, all. Here's what I was thinking about putting on your mother's gravestone and in her obituary. Is there anything meaningful you'd like to see? You know, since you guys would be the ones that would be visiting it. We all work full time. You do not. It's not unreasonable to expect that you're putting in some actual effort here, wanting to or not. You're an adult, but act like a child.
Beautiful.
I infected everybody.
So good.
You're rarely asking for help and you're hardly ever asking for advice. We provide advice and feedback because despite you noticing that it takes great mental effort to write us emails, to drive any distance or manage the property in Somerset, you seem to think you're fine otherwise. You're asking for us to find a great place for mom that we'll all pay for. You're wanting us to say, the house is sold, here's the cash, without lifting a finger. You're wanting us to say, good job, Dad, with every decision you make. Your health has been a concern of yours. He keeps saying he's going to die. I enjoyed this part a lot. Your health has been a concern of yours for at least a decade, and you've used it as an excuse for one thing or another since I was a small child. I think we all were beyond crystal clear in caps that we cannot take over financial responsibility for mom. I love crystal clear because we got that when we were kids all the time from my dad. Am I being crystal clear?
Right.
That you're ungrateful. Of course, this isn't what you want to hear. It seems like all your decisions are based on you both dying quickly. Not only is that a sad way to go through life, but you completely ignore the alternative. If you sell the house for $225,000, that pays for what? Less than 4 more years of expenses for you both? Then what? What care do you think mom is going to get if she's still around in 5 years? Maybe she'll die tomorrow in her sleep and you can get that new car. I didn't know about the new car. Wow. And maybe she won't. It's fruitless, I guess. God will take care of her when he's ready. As soon as we raise an uncomfortable question, you say we just need to trust in God. As I mentioned before, it's great to have faith, but Noah had to build the ark. He couldn't go up on a hill and say, God will protect me. Building an ark is too much effort for me.
Oh, he went biblical and he knows.
I know. With a reference that we all can get on board with because it's one that we know from popular culture. Don't have to be like Luke 15. You know, we're just like, oh yeah, Noah's Ark.
And he gave a list of 6 songs he wanted us to play at his funeral and play at mom's funeral. And Mark wrote, the song I Am Tired and I Am Worn appears to just be part of the lyrics to another song on your list, Take My Hand, Precious Lord. So there appears to only be 5 songs for each playlist, not 6. And I'll tell you why I bring that up. Also, my dad said, if you wanted to, maybe there's a misunderstanding and we should talk on the phone. And that's only so he gets you one-on-one. You know what I mean? So Mark ended with, sure, we can talk on the phone if that's easier for you. Mark. Well, it's not because he got an email, but got it in private, got it one-on-one. I, of course, have it. I feel compelled to rate this to you and do so in tears. He's writing to Mark. Did I lose my beloved, sweet, and gentle Mark to his doctorate program and its completion? I first started to notice a change in you the day you came over and helped me to carry a major end of the breezeway from the inside front of the garage to the outside back of it. However, the real difference in your eyes and facial expression when I saw at mom's current location outside of her room in the hallway. I don't know. It was an expression that I had never, ever seen before. It was so cold and calculating that it was scary to me. Wow. I remember the upbeat Mark who always went out of his way when we would visit him at any of his locations. Wow. I miss that Mark. If you know who was holding him hostage, let me know. Maybe together we can set him free once again. I want him back. Thanks.
Wow.
Wow. Right? Oh. Mark is no longer
and
nice
I'm like, called it. It's going to be one-on-one and it's going to be nothing about what you were telling him.
Ophira just used the right word. you are no longer complicit. I have to isolate you and see if I could tear you down. Where's my baby? I'm writing to you in tears.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you knew it was powerful and it made any sense, you would include everybody and we'd start crying too.
Right.
Yeah, Mark, you are getting a little too much. He is our dad. You know not to do that at this point.
Wow.
He says, I see I gave you the impression that were never, ever meant to be given, nor had ever been entered into my mind to give. Yeah. What's he talking about exactly? Who knows? That's the thing. These assholes are never specific. Sorry. So be it on the song. Look, we don't care about the song. He just added that.
Oh my God.
Sorry. So be it on the song. Thank you. I've always held you in the highest esteem and never doubted your skills or knowledge. If anything, you have always impressed me beyond measure. I admit that I did not always agree with your application of them, but that did not mean that I did not respect your knowledge and skills. My brother's a genius, by the way. I honestly do not know where any of you could have gotten the impression that I was ever disappointed with your or his or her abilities.
It's not like I know Mark very well, but I met him a few times and like know stuff enough about his life. This boy has never fucked up. He is. He like always does everything right. And not to boast or anything, to live a modest and reasonable life. All of his decisions have been legal and followed through and gentle on other people and just regular. And he is a genius. I will co-sign.
I mean, the guy put his own solar panels up. He has his own heating system. If you dig a pipe far enough in the ground at a certain point, then it comes back into your house. The earth heats up your water. He built that himself.
My God.
His job isn't even an engineer. However, I may have at times been disappointed with how some of you used them, your talents, but I never doubted that they were there in vast numbers. Way back in my seminary days, we seminarians agreed it sucks having an ordained priest as a biological father. The end. So that, of course, right. So that never happened. But because how the priest wouldn't be able to relate. You can't be a father. So he's just saying, we always knew it's going to be tough to have a person that's moral and pushes you in the right direction. That's got to be hard on a kid. And I understand that. The end.
He really is putting you all in a position to play whatever goddamn music you want at the funeral.
Yes. Yes. There's a new Limp Bizkit song, Dad. Take it easy.
It's just sort of like, talk about setting someone up to not follow some wishes once.
And you know what I like? Dad's making it so easy. That this took a lot of time. I know the dad emails came out a year ago. And I would think that would just make everybody, despise this guy. Dad's pushing it and making it obvious to everybody. For example, and I enjoy that. For example, we have a sibling group, 5 of us, that we text each other. It used to be I'd say something about Dad being a piece of shit, and it'd be mostly silence, like I'm pushing it. Like, okay, I understand your dad hit on your ex, Keith. Yes, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'll just move on with my life. Now we're all yapping.
Wow.
About what a piece of shit. Ken wrote, speaking of crazy stories, did any of you hear the new one about a very attractive girl that was ready to marry him right before he got ordained? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Just saying.
Whoa. I love that there's now like, that's supposed to be to like us, to like him more. Just like, hey, guess what?
Yeah. I decided to wait 2 years and find your mom. Now, she was mind-blowingly beautiful. I did the right thing. But, I was tempted to not make you. But I stuck with it and knew that I'd fuck your mom 2 years after being a priest instead. Then Mark did a little impression of Dad. I don't harbor any ill towards your mother, but I think it's worth reminding you that I had plans that would have earned us millions, allowing for her to have the best care possible, while providing a very comfortable retirement for myself, all while leaving you each more money than you can fathom. All of this and more would have been possible if your mother hadn't meddled in my affairs. Yeah, you were going to give your checkbook, literally, Ophira, when my mom had her shit together. My dad took a checkbook and was going to give the information to a Nigerian scammer. And the obvious, the king is dying, but you have faith, so you're going to get, but send me. My mom happened to catch him with the checkbook.
Which makes sense because he would believe that a prince would get in touch with him, and it turns out he's royalty. It turns out he's great. Turns out he deserves this money. It's absolutely the thing that he would think.
I've never heard the word meddled outside of a Scooby-Doo episode.
Right. I even heard flitter out of the same.
That's true.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Oh, endless with your dad.
You will die irredeemable. I like the truth is out there at least.
Well, now you know how.
Right. Oh, wow. That's my entertainment, my dad and Squid Game. What a fucking life.
No wonder you hated Squid Game.
Yeah.
You're like, you think Squid Game's terrifying?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Worst
You want
case,
your
you
mind
die.
blown?
Yeah.
Mind blown? Let me read you yesterday's email from 2:55 p.m.
I don't even have a chance for this email to literally shoot me in the face. I have to read that. I have to read this and the next
It'd be
one.
so much easier. Yeah, if only someone could shoot you in the face. You got to go through like a thread.
Follow Ophira Eisenberg online. Her website is her name. Social media is at Ophira E. And do we have a name, by the way, for this new album that I'm very excited about? What is it going to be called?
Plant-based jokes.
All right. I'm excited to learn why, and I'm in. Fantastic.
Thanks.
And what's that? Remind me the day for Jeopardy.
Jeopardy is Wednesday, October 13th at 8 p.m. at Littlefield in Brooklyn.
All right. Fantastic. Ophira, great seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Oh, my God. Thanks for having me. And I look forward to less Squid Games. And, I guess next time I talk to you, you may have $225,000.
And a house. It's me, by the way.
And a house.
I just called him on the phone. We know. Hello, man of fellow faith. I own the fucking house. That's the irony. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you.